Amid threats of immigration roundups, deputies in Monroe County handed over
Which one they use, Abel?
a passenger in this car to the U.S. Border Patrol. Now NBC6 investigator Tony Pipitone reveals why that man's attorney is questioning if the arrest was even legal. Tony.
Yeah, Jackie, wondering if Hispanic occupants of cars are being singled out for referral to Border Patrol, whether the Monroe County Sheriff is running a show me your papers traffic stop operation while denying it conducts joint operations with Border Patrol. 10:23 p.m. July 17th in Marathon. A tractor trailer heading towards Key West passes through the headlights of Monroe County Deputy Megan Faison on Overseas Highway, followed seconds later by a 2002 Acura. Faison, a 22-year-old rookie deputy, moves in to pull the car over.
The reason I pulled you over is both of your tag lights are out and you're also following too closely to the semi.
But take a look at the license tag. It is clearly lit up. Here, when she turns off her headlights seconds before hitting her siren. And here, challenged by the driver, her story changes. From both tag lights out to...
So it looks like you got one barely in the middle maybe.
And then...
It may just be dying then.
Does that add up to an illegal stop?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of things that went wrong with that traffic stop.
Were the tag lights out?
I didn't see that the tags light were out.
And was she more than 50 feet away at that point?
It appears that she was way beyond 50 feet.
That's important because state law says it's only a violation if the tag is not clearly legible from a distance of 50 feet. Comparing video to distances recorded on Google Maps, it appears Faison never got closer than 85 feet to the tag before activating lights and siren. But remember, she had another reason for stopping the car.
For following too closely, realistically, you want to have one car length for every 10 miles per hour. So you were coming in the 45. Should have had about probably 4.5 car lengths to keep your hand.
But the NBC6 investigators found that apparent reason for the stop would have also crumbled.
The time between the two cars.
Once the video was dissected by an expert from Accident Reconstruction Engineers of Miami. Look at this. It takes about 3/4 of a second for the car to travel 3 car lengths across the field of view of Faison's dash cam. That's about a 1/4 second per car length. Now watch the semi and count. It takes 2.37 seconds. That's nearly 10 car lengths, more than twice the distance Faison claimed was the minimum legal distance. Is there any way it was less than 5 or less than 6 car lengths behind?
No, there would be a big difference in the time.
So, why did she stop the car?
And what was your name?
And ask all occupants to identify themselves.
I don't think that the passengers had to do anything but sit there while the police was interviewing the driver.
But a review of 21 Monroe County Sheriff's stops since March, where they called in Border Patrol, shows deputies do ask passengers to identify themselves, at least when they appear Hispanic or otherwise foreign. Faison, after learning 3 people in the Acura had Hispanic names, grew suspicious.
I think there might be something in the car, but I don't know that I can smell it.
Faison did know this much. She had stopped 3 Hispanic men and a non-Hispanic white woman for traffic offenses that apparently did not exist and wanted consent to search for drugs where she had no probable cause to do so. Failing that, her backup Bragg steps in to interrogate rear passenger Abel Aparicio about his immigration status after the sheriff's office could not verify his identity based on name and date of birth.
So you never got an ID card or driver's license or anything? How old are you?
29.
29. So you're 29 years old and you have no ID.
Then this.
You're here legally with everything.
Aparicio was lying, of course, having crossed illegally into the U.S. more than a decade earlier. He says when he was 14, he became a professional boxer, winning his first title belt 10 days earlier. In successfully getting him bond, Solomiani told an immigration judge his client never committed a crime that would support deportation and was the father of 3, married an American wife. But back on the roadside, Bragg orders him not to leave and summons Border Patrol to verify his documentation.
Just a couple minutes just to verify because we can't run you out of Mexico.
Okay.
So, but our friends can.
Border Patrol arrives And 30 minutes into the stop, Aparicio is saying goodbye to his friends as the agent takes him away. Now, Aparicio is back in Atlanta, freed on bond 9 days after his detention, preparing to argue he should not be deported back to Mexico. And his lawyer tells me he may challenge his arrest if he can show that it was the fruit of an illegal traffic stop.
Okay, so I have a question here. What does the Monroe County Sheriff have to say about all of this?
Not much. Just they tell me the deputies were on routine patrol and that the agency, quote, was not and does not engage in joint operations with federal authorities for the purpose of identifying undocumented people. Now, you can read our story on NBC6.com for questions the sheriff would not answer and more on what happened 1 month ago in the Keys.